I think the first thing I want to say at the beginning of this video is thank you to you guys for sticking with me through this difficult period of the RTG. The past few episodes were all recorded ahead of time, and I'm recording this on Saturday morning before you've seen Saturday's episode, so I haven't got all of the feedback back yet. But the general gist is that you guys are actually enjoying the struggle. I wasn't sure how well the videos would go down considering I wasn't being that successful. And I actually agree. There were a couple of people that actually said perhaps last year was a bit of a fluke. This is the sort of form that we expected when we started the RTG. So it's actually still going down quite well. So thank you for that. Thank you for sticking with me and not just getting pissed off at me for not winning games and stopping watching. Thank you for showing your continued support to the channel and to the save. We had a couple of changes at the end of Saturday's episode that you as of yet haven't seen, but we made them in the area of tactics. So we're going to try those out today. I changed some tactics, changed my width and the amount of players that are pushing forward. I've also altered the captain. It defaulted to Cano. I never really that bothered about who is my captain, but you guys much prefer to have, you know, a set captain for a save, so I've given it to George Maris. I have tried to alter Cano's position to centre-back. There are plenty of comments about that, saying change his position, edit his position to centre-back. I've tried it via the edit player function here, and every time I save and come back to it, he's still a CDM. I don't know if I advance today, whether that will change it, because I'm still on the day of this first game, so perhaps it will actually change once we advance today. I'm not entirely too sure, but we will be ending the month of December today and heading into the January transfer window. We start with Grimsby at home. I'll play that. I'll play Carlisle. I'll play Northampton, and we'll sim Bradford because that's a game that we won with a sim earlier on in the season. I have, between episodes yesterday and today, as you're seeing this, I have gone and signed Abadia, the striker. I'll put him on the bench ahead of Andy Dallas. I think I'm going to be selling Andy Dallas and Reggie Lamb in this window. I think that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen in the upcoming January window. What we do with that money is as of yet undecided. Whether I loan someone or I go for a pre-contract. I've got loads of players here that my scouts are looking at. And I'm going to be keeping a keen eye on some of them. Max Kilman actually is from last year, as is Jack Fitzwater. But his contract is actually expiring, so we could contemplate going for him. Although I don't really need a centre-back as things stand. Maybe I do with Greg Taylor aging out. We'll wait and see. I've still got Harry Darling, of course, who can grow. But we've got a number of players here that still should be available on pre-contract. Just need to find out how good they actually are. So I will. I'll send my scout away now, knowing how long it can take for scouts to come back for us in this save. And hopefully these guys are decent. I'm probably going to lean towards Will Norris if I need a goalkeeper rather than anyone else to try and bring Will back to the club. And his contract is expiring at the end of this season. We could get Will Norris on a free. I'd be delighted with that if we can. We'll play on. There have been, rather understandably, and I expect there to be, calls to change formation. And I mentioned in Saturday's episode, the one you as of yet haven't seen, that I am planning, for the time being at least, to stick with this 4-4-2 and trying to make this work. I would be open to maybe trying a 4-2-2, but I want to try the 4. I want to be successful with this 4-4-2 in League 2, in League 1, and hopefully for the Championship as well. I don't want to have to revert back to old faithful 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, and I don't like 5 at the back formations. So I'm going to stick with it for now. I always get slated for not playing anything other than the 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3, and I'm trying something different than what I know I'm good with. And I'm not very good with it, and you guys are asking me to go back to the formations that I get slated at for not playing, or for playing too much of. So I'm going to stick with it for the time being. We'll play the 4-4-2. Hopefully we can get some good results today. I was really pissed off with the final game yesterday, where Luke Norris scored that hat-trick against us. That was really hard to take, that defeat. But I'm hoping we can crack on today and get some good results. We've got Adebayo on the left now, and Ngoya on the right, and we're going to have Amaechi on the left-hand side, and Delev on the right to get them both into the starting lineup. Cano still playing at centre-back alongside Collins. You guys were calling for that in some earlier episodes, and I'd already made that change. a little bit later on. You just hadn't gotten to that point in my recording sessions. So the previous episodes, like I say, were recorded ahead of time in 2 separate sessions, but ahead of time. And I haven't played this save for about 2 days, so I'm hoping that my FIFA form has improved. We shall wait and see. I'm going to start training Adebayo as well as that Abadia kid too. And I'm going to stop training Andy Dallas because he's shit and we're going to move him on. Sorry, Andy. But in the game, you just don't cut it. Right. The Abbey Stadium. At home. Grimsby. Bring it on. Right then, Grimsby Town. What have you got for us? Billy Clark in their forward line with Charles Vernon. Matt Green is a decent player as well. I believe he used to play for Mansfield. Might be a different Matt Green, but I think he used to play for Mansfield. Hessenthaler in the midfield as well. Defensive slightly with that holding midfielder in there, but they don't necessarily have to go defensive to keep us out. They could be as attacking as they wanted to, and in most games this season they could keep us out. We have one of the lowest scoring sides in the division and one of the highest conceding sides in the division. Doesn't bode well for a promotion year, does it? Actually, another thing that I didn't mention in the intro is your guys' delight at the emergence of Brown in central midfield, and I have to agree, he has been running things in the central midfield area. We were hoping that Conceição was going to be the man to light things up with regards to a youngster, and he was our scout future star from season 1, but Dominic Brown in the midfield has been the leading light with regards to the youth prospects. He and Cano, obviously. And hopefully, he can continue to grow well. He will probably be starting the majority of games now, Brown. I think I'd made that decision anyway, similarly with Cano, before I got your feedback. But Ngoy will look for Adebayo. And he's in here, and he's got the pace to get away. Adebayo scores! Adebayo as left striker is a lot more deadly than at right striker. And I don't really know why, but I shall take it. We lead by 1-0, and Ngoy with the through ball. What a loan signing he's been so far this year. I almost took too long to settle myself there, but we have buried it in the back of the net, and we do lead by 1-0. Tyler picked off by Maris. Get there, Ep6. Got the acceleration to do so. Adebayo cross here to Lewis Page. Looking for Ep6 down the line. He's found well. Gets it to Maris. Adebayo, doesn't have the strength to hold off the defender, unfortunately. I thought we were going to be in for a second. They might be in for a first for them, but thankfully Cano is covering well. One thing I do need to mention, actually, and a tweet went out yesterday, is that we're holding a vote for the new kits for next season. Merikits came to me and let me know that he's got an assignment coming up, so he won't be able to do it at... Oh, go on, bury it. Oh, Adebayo's back! Victor Adebayo is back! Yes! Oh, as I was saying, there is a vote ongoing right now on Twitter. Link in the description down below. Go and vote for your favourite home kit, your favourite away kit, and your favourite third kit too. Merikits came to me and said he's got an assignment coming up with regards to his college work, so he's made the kits ahead of time. So I'm doing the vote now, and then we can... he knows which one to implement for me for the time when we need it, as he might not be available at the point where we change from seasons 2 to 3. So we're getting it done ahead of time. Link in the description down below. There are 4 options for each kit. They're all gorgeous. And the vote is ongoing until tomorrow morning. There will be a link in the description to my Twitter. So go there. I shall pin the start of the thread as the pinned tweet on my Twitter profile. If you're not following me on Twitter, do so. And go and vote on those options. I don't think you should need a Twitter account to vote on those options. You should just be able to vote regardless. So do go and do so. And hopefully you guys can pick us some really nice kits for Season 3. They're all beautiful, I think. So I don't really mind. I don't really have a preference as to which one you vote for. I'm delighted, though, that so far today, on the field, we're doing the business. Adebayo is back with a bang. A brace in the opening half an hour, and we lead by 2-0 at home against Grimsby. I don't want to get too carried away and start saying, have we turned the corner? But this is a great start for today. Vernam. There to Hewitt. Here's Hendry. Whitehouse. Lovely ball over the top to Vernam. And Hewitt out to Vernam again. Playing slightly wider defensively now than we were. And just trying to put more bodies back here as well to try and make it more difficult for the AI to play against us. And it's seemingly working at the minute. We've conceded a lot of goals this season from balls that are just switched from one side to the other, and the winger having so much time to pick the right ball at the right time to ensure that they get a goal. We're trying to counter that with our in-game tactics now that we set at the end of the last episode. Lewis Page has done well there to block that, and Ep6, I'm just going to have to try and accelerate away because I don't really have a passing option at the moment. There's Brown now, and we can switch. This has been probably the best first half of the save so far. I can't quite... Well, certainly the best first half of this season so far, if not the entire save. Promising signs. Promising signs. We should wait and see if we can keep it going for a whole episode. And Goy will turn here and has turned well. And it'll be Ajo. He's in the middle on a hat-trick, but I can't find him. It's going to be 2-0 at half-time, is it? Unless the referee allows me to have one more chance, which I can't because the pass is terrible. Clifton will find Hessenthaler and Hewitt into Clark. Hessenthaler again. Oh, nice ball through, but Collins intercepts. His pass out is poor, though. Oh, but Mitov makes the save, thankfully. Danger averted. It was a decent effort, but the keeper got to it well. Page will get this down the line looking for Ep6, and he's got a bit of space to run into, but we will turn back and look for support. Maris on the run. Ep6's made the move. Maris looks through the gap and does find Ep6. Got to it well. I'll whip it early. Looking for someone in the middle. And Ep6, no hat-trick for him yet, and he can't get to the second ball. Oh, what a glorious opportunity for a three-piece for Victor Adebayo. Couldn't have been drifted over more enticingly, but unfortunately the finish went straight at the keeper. Beautiful ball in by Ep6. Picked him out wonderfully, but no goal at the end of it. Still 2-0 though, and on course for a win. We have set the tactics to send a number of players forward. I do have to be wary that we don't send too many forward and end up getting caught on the counter-attack. It's a brilliant ball by Adebayo to Ngoy. Oh! Wow! Julian, come on, mate. You're better than that. That's his last action as well. He's getting replaced now, substituted off, and Abadia is on in his place. Our new youngster that we're going to try and train, specifically their finishing. He's 59 rated, has decent physicals already, a 4-star weak foot, unfortunately only 1-star skills, which might limit his length of time at the club, but he could still be useful at lower league level. And he's only got finishing of 45, which is why his rating is as low as it is. It's a good goal back for Grimsby. We're going to have to be wary we don't let this league go. But Abadia is on, and if his finishing stat was higher, his overall stat would be higher too. So I'm intrigued to see, once we start training him, which we'll do in the next week, whether we can get him to grow well enough to become a good goal-scoring striker for us. An option off the bench for this season. And if we can't get Ngoy permanently next year, he will be Ngoy's replacement. Here he is with his first touch, Abadia. He can't do a drag back, frustratingly, even at 1-star skill moves. Never mind. 7 minutes to hold on. We've been dominant for the entirety of the game. It would be absolutely typical of this season if we do end up losing our 2-0 lead. But with 5 minutes to hold on to it. Forward there to Abadia. Just looks to accelerate away. Let's try and play Adebayo in before he ran offside. Oh, I looked for Abadia again, but couldn't get it to him. He's got a little bit of pace, Abadia. 87 acceleration, which will be very handy at this level. The fastest player we have at the club now, at least acceleration-wise, with that stat. But there's the referee's final whistle. 3 points to get us off the mark. That's the start we were after. Not the clean sheet I hoped for after an electric start. And to be fair, the actual stats don't look as dominant as we felt in that game. They don't look too dissimilar to many other games we've had this season. But we win the game. Oh, huge. 2 goals for Adebayo. An impressive performance. And is he now back to last season's goal-scoring antics? I certainly hope so. We won. Improved defensively. A good lesson. Good lesson for us. And so far, the tactics look like they've worked. But the true test will be over a longer period. The board say we're not on track, and that's financially. We're not going to be on track financially. Sorry, lads. 74 is my current manager rating. Not only have you guys stuck with me. Actually, I need to alter my training before we head into the next game. So let me do that first. Not only have you guys stuck with me in this save with the poor form, the board have as well. They only wanted mid-table. After nearly getting automatic promotion last year, their expectations were mid-table finish this season. It's almost as if the board knew what was coming, isn't it? With regards how we were going to perform. So the board is sticking with me. You guys have been sticking with me, and I very much appreciate that as well, because things will improve in this save. And hopefully we can crack on. I'm going to start training Adebayo and Abadia now, and stop training Andy Dallas. And fingers crossed, the future is bright for Cambridge United. We'll head now into the next game against Carlisle, and I'll see you there. I've had an offer for McKeck. We said that we were thinking about selling him, and at 490, and the way that negotiations have broken down in the past, I am going to accept that. I've also accepted a loan bid for Elliot Griffiths as well. So we might well be seeing a number of players leave us as we head towards January. I do need to add Reggie Lamb and Andy Dallas to the transfer list as well, which I shall do now. Reggie Lamb onto the transfer list. Andy Dallas onto the transfer list. Dallas might be worth holding on to just to see what happens with his rating with regards, because his potential is decent. I say I can't guarantee you play time, and certainly I can't guarantee Reggie Lamb play time. Let me just double check what Andy Dallas's potential actually is. Andrew Dallas starts at 58, his potential of 68, so he's already grown by 4 at 62, and he's not necessarily grown in actual ability. If anything, he's still just as bad as he was, even though his stats have grown. So I'm not going to read too much into his growth. I think Andy Dallas just isn't going to be the sort of player that we're going to be able to use. His dribbling is just awful. His passing is terrible as well. And even though other players might have similar stats, they just feel better in game. And there's no real way for me to be able to portray that to you, other than for you to just hear me say he feels worse, he feels bad in game. And that's all I can say. You guys have seen some of the frustrations and mentioned it yourselves in the comment section that how Andy Dallas has been underperforming. Even though he's 21 and has decent potential, unfortunately, we're just going to have to let him go. We could do with the money. We can buy other players in that we know are going to do a job. And we could get Ngoy back, perhaps, with that money next season as well. We'll wait and see how things go here. In our second home game of the episode, it's Carlisle. And rather than just wait for the graphics to come up on the screen, I might as well just skip straight to kickoff, get going, and I'll show you their starting lineup here. Not on that menu, though, but on this one. So, Carlisle starting 11. Colin Anderton, Webster, Knight Percival used to play for Histon, who are a team that are within the Cambridge kind of city layout. Jones, Bridge, Fernandez, Watt, Lee Yun, Patrick, and Skugel, who I thought was a central midfielder, but playing wide left. Used to play for Sheffield United. Stefan Skugel. Right then, let's crack on. And another 3 points, please. See to Fernandez. Oh, this is a good move. Good movement by Carlisle at the start of the game. Oh, what a goal that would be! Mito at full stretch does get it wide. He rushed the shot there. He didn't necessarily need to do so. He had space to run into there, and it was going wide as well. It didn't need the touch. If they score from this, annoyed Ches is what I will be. Punch. Tip, I guess, is what it was. What? Nice tackle by Brown. Dominant in the tackle again. Proving once again why you guys are rating him so highly. And Matesy could be in behind here, but the touch is poor. Unfortunately, trying to outmuscle Jones can't do it. Our chance of a counter is gone. And their chance of an opening goal went before that. Although they have looked good in that move. And with our wider tactics, that's the sort of thing we were hoping to avoid. Or at least see less of. Fingers crossed we still will. Oh, and Amatesi has the space to run into now. Now, Knight Percival's coming across to get to me. Can I lay this in front of Adebayo? Can he get there? Yes. Can he find a teammate? No, but we will have a corner. Perhaps should have turned there, but a lovely run. Delev delivers. It's a good ball in. It's Webster that heads away. Get to that first. Kept in well. Amici. Cano. Of course, it falls to him. Brown. Maris just trying to keep possession. Be patient. Don't rush it, Ches. Adebayo turns. Oh, good tackle. It falls to Amici, though. Pulling it back. Can't find Victor again. Oh, right on the edge of their area. Trying to find the right pass at the right time. Not quite able to do it yet. And Carlisle looked dangerous going the other way too, as you've seen so far. This could be quite the entertaining game. Andre Fernandez across to Watt. Fernandez with the 1-2. Watt. Louis Win. Oh, good save by Mitov. He's been disappointing this season. Certainly could do with some improving. We're continuing to train him and hopefully he continues to grow as well. Fingers crossed his overall performances do improve between now and the end of the season. Otherwise, oh no, what a ball. Otherwise, the keeper that I want to keep at the club as my first team all the way until at least the championship, as we did last year, might not last that long. Clean sheet hasn't lasted long either. And Patrick's just taller than the two defenders he was up against there, I think. It's a really good ball in. Nice little back heel and driven across the box. Nothing the keeper could do about that. I would have expected, actually. It was Cano that was there with him, wasn't it? I really would have expected Cano to challenge for that and win the header, but even at 6'5", he wasn't tall enough to do so. Carlisle lead by a goal to 0. After the win against Grimsby, are we back to Old Faithful and resorting to defeat once again? Or can we get ourselves back in this game and show more fight than we have done to this point this year? Early ball in. Oh, Maris chested that down. Had me worried. Bring that down. Nice touch by Amici. Adebayo is there. Oh, I tried to turn and get the pass off with the same motion and it just didn't quite work. Amici could get to that. It's going to put him under pressure. Come on, Pace. Come away with the ball there. Well done, Lewis. Good defending. There's Brown. Nice first touch to take him away from the defenders that were around him. And Adebayo will look for Brown again. And Ngoy could be gone if we find the right pass. Ngoy's in behind. I've got Brown there again. Adebayo's with me. Ngoy. Adebayo! Yes! Adebayo is back! He's back! It's Cambridge 1, Carlisle 1. Oh, it's so good to have him scoring goals again. Down the line to Skugel. Nice intercepted by Noyle, and he will get to the loose ball. It didn't seem like he was actually going to run towards it there. Delev has got the legs on Bridge, whose stamina is actually quite low. Get the turn. Look for support inside. And Ngoy. Oh, I should have gone to Adebayo. Made a great run. Ah, that's frustrating. Looks like it's going to be 1-1 at the break unless they score on this counter, which they could do. But Lewis Page steps in well, and maybe we can score on the counter. Knight Percival fouls Adebayo. And even though we're past the allotted time, we are going to have the opportunity to get this forward. I'm going to try and fire it in there. Quickly round the corner, and can we have one final chance before the end of the half? Oh, but floating wide from Ngoy. Bridge to Patrick. Maris running around like a headless chicken trying to chase things down in the midfield. Lee Yun could cross, but we've forced him backwards. Jones could cross, but we've forced him backwards. Trying to steal it away, we've not been able to do so. Fernandez, Lee Yun, Jones again. This is good possession play from Carlisle. What is he going to do here? Aha! Puns. Yes, Collins. Well done. I'll pump it forward and look for the Cambridge man and try and flick that round the corner. Just cannons off Knight Percival. And Carlisle might actually have themselves a good chance here. And Bridge is past me. And Patrick scores. Another first-time hit from the AI that just flies accurately into the bottom corner. Oh, the quality of finishing in this division this season has been exceptional. In real life, players can finish like that. In FIFA, they don't necessarily, supposedly, have the stats to finish like that. My players haven't for the majority of the season, but the AI don't really seem to care at the moment. Get it in there to Adebayo. Oh, he's ridden the challenge well, but I can't get the second pass off. With 20 minutes to go, we are having to climb a mountain at the end of this game to try and get ourselves a point. Maris. Amici. Forward to Adebayo. That's a nice heavy touch to get past one defender, and he's going to accelerate away from them as well. Getting closed down here by Knight Percival, but he's in the Maris as well, and both passes weren't on target. If they had been, either of them, we might well have equalised there. I have a funny feeling we might be falling to defeat here against Carlisle now. I don't think, or maybe we're going to get another opportunity in the final few minutes, and Goy will just look to utilise his pace and that strength. And he's done so well so far. Arriving here is Delev, but he can't get the pass off. That could fall, fortunately for me, but doesn't. Give me that back. Oh, I've taken the man, not the ball. That'd be a yellow card for Maris. And our substitutes can come on now. And to be fair, Maris is one of those people going off. Never mind. 3 changes for us and for them, it seems, as well. We shall push on and still look for that equalising goal. I thought I brought Maris off. Evidently I didn't. And Goy out to Abadia. Brought on the right-hand side to try and utilise that pace. Oh, and Goy can't get his pass off. First touches have really been an Achilles heel of ours this year. Just not been good enough to take the ball in under control and then be able to find a pass. It's going to be our Achilles heel here as well, unfortunately. 3 minutes to go. We're going to lose to Carlisle at home. Thought we turned the corner against Grimsby, and whilst we have played well in this game as well, it's not, unfortunately, going to be good enough to see us get back-to-back victories or even points in back-to-back games, because Carlisle are going to win this. 2 goals for Patrick. Oh, well held by Mitov. I'm going to pump it quickly towards the front line, but I really don't think this time. Oh, he's not even an accurate pass either. Yep. Defeat against Carlisle. We shall head to the simmed game against Bradford and hope for better. Transfer offer for Reggie Lamb of £340,000, which is undervaluation, but we have to take into account the fact that he is 29 years of age and has gone down in rating already this season, so might continue to do so. I shall ask for just 440, and if they'll come anywhere near 380, they can have him. They've just offered me a sell-on clause, which I just don't want. I'll come down considerably, and we'll see if they'll meet me in the middle, probably with a counter offer. Oh, no, they've accepted 400. Buzzing. I was hoping that they'd just come up to like 370, 380, and we could get that deal done. But it looks like Reggie Lamb might be on his way to Sweden then. Right, Bradford away. We'll have to sim with this rotated seam, because obviously that one isn't fit enough. We put on the right-hand side ahead of a Matey. Let's put Leon Davis there, just to ensure that players are still fit. We'll put Knowles on the bench here. I just don't want my first team players. Actually, I could start Reggie Lamb there. Oh, no, Davis is high rated. That would be better off for a simulated game. And let's put Abadia there on the bench as well. Just want to make sure that my first team players aren't involved. Actually, let's put Conce Sao in ahead of Carruthers, and then Cano can come out there because I don't want him playing either. Then none of the players on the bench are in my starting 11, so we don't need to worry about them being unfit, having been subbed on in this simulated game. We dropped back down to 20th with that defeat to Carlisle, but we're still higher than we were when we started the episode. We did beat Bradford in the simulated game earlier this season. I think it was 2-0. Pretty sure it was 2-0. I perhaps can double check after this game, but Wood's gotten... Oh, Greg has gotten himself sent off after 35 minutes. Thanks, Greg. A number of times this season, though, we have seen... Oh, Harvey Nibbs misses a penalty! And McCartan gives them the lead. Oh, Nibbs scored a penalty. In between, I missed that. He missed his pen, and as I was doing that, he scored a pen. A 1-1 draw against Bradford. I might take Nibbs off pens. I don't even know he was on pens, to be honest, but instructions. No, roles, penalties. Who has the best pens? 62, 55, 55. Oh, apparently he's got the best penalties in my team. Alright, well Nibbs can stay on pens there then. Oh, that's annoying. Who's got the best pens in this team? Let's have a look. Pens. Ngoy 67. Yep, Ngoy's on pens then. Ngoy's on pens in that team. Well, everybody should be fit there for the game against Northampton when we get back. Harry Darling's happy to have been played in that game. You're welcome. And this is just a message to let us know that Greg Taylor's been suspended because he got himself sent off in that last game. I've got my young wingers training now as well as adding in the strikers here too. Abadia, Adebayezu and Nibbs. So I've got a Regens 4 as well as now a strikers training 1 as well. And Abadia's heading accuracy's gone up. Nibbs' finishing has gone up. All of which will help with simulated games as well as obviously the games that he plays in. Final scout report has come back on Luther James Wildin, who is a player we're looking at potentially signing on a free. His wages are only 3,000, and he'd be very handy. 81 strength as well. He'd be very handy indeed. And I have him on FM at Ipswich, and he can play centre mid as well. So he could be a very 86 stamina too, which is very good considering the level that we're at and some of our other players. So I might well look to sign him on a free. Although we are trying to limit the amount of free signings we make in these saves. So I would have to wait and see what else is available. Because obviously we don't want to jump the gun and then find there's someone else we could get that's even better, that's also available on a free. And we've already utilised our one pre-contract that we've assigned ourselves as the challenge for this and the lead save as well. Right then, Northampton away as the last game of December. A win could send us as high as 16th. And if we win against Northampton by 2 goals or more, then we will at least go above them, regardless of what else happens around the league. We've a leaky defence and we don't score many, but we have been scoring more today. At least Adebayo's been scoring more anyway. We'll auto-replace, and it should just put Harry Darling onto the bench ahead of Greg Taylor. At least I hope it has. Let's put Burton in there. All right, well, throw Harry Darling in. Right then. Northampton away. We beat them in the FA Cup earlier on this season. Let's do that again. Northampton's team. Steve Arnold in goal for them. They're number 1 on the bench. They've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench, weirdly. Don't really understand that unless they've got so many injuries and suspensions that they just need to name 2 goalkeepers on the bench to fill the bench. 5 at the back for Northampton again. Away from home at Sixfields. Let's get the job done. Oliver driving down the line. Cuts back. Does get a delivery in. And Page does well to get rid of that. What can they do from the following throw? There's 2 options here. He's going to use Billy Waters. That was a bit flamboyant, but it worked well. Harriman to McWilliams. Out wide again. Delivered in. Please win this header. He did. It's a corner for Northampton. The home side will whip this in towards the back post. We'll try and get rid of it. Oh, in fact, they've whipped it towards the near post. And the clearance is woeful. Page in the way. Another clearance from the near post area that goes to the very edge of the box. Ooh! Anderson with this delivery. And that header is wide from Nicky Adams, thankfully. Right, build from the back. We go again. Let's try and get ourselves a chance to start this game. Williams through the gap there. Oh, it's Scotty Pollock. Just so much space. So much space for him. The former #United player just on his own. He's just, literally just, he's got his own little zone there. Oh, terrible marking. Terrible marking. 1-0 down early doors. I thought we turned the corner against Carlisle. No, we haven't turned the corner. We've got 4 points so far from 3 games. I'd like to add to that tally, please, between now and the end of this video. And Goy intercepts that nicely. And Maris quickly around the corner here to Brown. Oh, but he just can't power his way past the defender, unfortunately. You know what I might do to help defensively? I'll stick with a 4-4-2, but I'll switch to 4-4-2 that's holding with 2 defensive midfielders. And then instruction-wise, why would you change the... What? Why would it do that? You're literally just dropping 2 cent... Oh my god. You're literally just dropping 2 centre mids. Why would they... Ah! Help me! It's weird that it would move them all around like that. Right, so instruction-wise, I'm actually going to tell Brown to... where can I... There should be a... Isn't there a drop between centre-backs option? I swear there's a drop between centre-backs option. Oh, there we go. Drop between defenders. I'll do that with Brown, and hopefully that'll help us manage that central area more. We'll see how that goes for the remainder of this game. And if that works, that might be a permanent change we use moving forward. Forward to Adebayo. There's Ngoy. Adebayo is there again. Twisting one way then the other. Looking for Maris. Looking for Ngoy. Looking for Maris. Oh, and finding Maris. Oh, but he can't get the shot off. How frustrating is that? It fell kindly for him. And again, a first touch lets us down. And the chance is gone. Arnold can't get away from his own defender here, who's just stuck next to him. Can we win that header? No. Oh, half an hour in here. And it's recognisable frustration. This Cambridge United team. And Noyle's touch is heavy, but still good enough. We'll lay that in front of Maris, who can race onto it. Nice first touch on that occasion, but doesn't play the pass when I press the button, annoyingly. Never mind. We will get to the point where our players will grow so much that they're just too good for the level that we're playing at. But for the time being, I'm having to deal with just pure frustration. I was so hopeful after the first game. So hopeful. And it might yet transpire that we're able to get a decent result here against Northampton. Yes! I held my breath, said nothing, and just concentrated. It might well transpire that we still get a decent result here against Northampton. And we pulled it back against Carlisle as well. We just couldn't keep them out for a second time. We're level against the Cobblers. Big second half coming up. Big second half coming up. Amici. Lewis Page on the overlap. And it's a hell of an overlap at the minute. Pull that back. Oh. Win that. Well up, Cano. He's done well there. Maris gets it down to Brown. I have noticed, though, look at that gap. Just look at the gap between my front line and my back line. I've got nothing in the middle now with this 4-4-2 sat with them deep. I think I'm going to have to just use the normal 4-4-2 rather than this one with the midfielders sat deep, because I just got no options. Adebayo in the box, and again his touch is poor. It's these first touches that are costing me more than anything else at the minute. I can't do anything first time because they don't have the quality to do it first time. But I can't take a touch to settle myself because they don't have the quality to take a touch to settle themselves. So, really frustrating at the minute. Maris in there to Ngoy, sorry. What I need is space so that players have enough space to take a heavy touch and it not matter that it's loose and still be able to find a teammate. Noyle on the overlap here. Cross that. Well, I don't think I'm going to be crossing with Kyle Noyle anytime soon. I'm going to switch back to the regular 4-4-2. I just have nothing in my midfield whatsoever. And again, for inexplicable reasons, when you're literally just moving the centre mids up and down, it's moved my left wing to centre back. EA logic. Right, cracking on. Half an hour to go. They're making a change. Do I make a change? It's not an obvious change to make at the moment. Game on again. Adams getting some space on this near side. And delivery's good. Oh, Jesus Christ. That feels like the game at the end of the last episode as well. When the cross is that accurate and they hit it first time like that, what can I do? The man on the wing had no stamina but was just accelerating away from me. I just couldn't catch him with a much fresher player. And once the cross comes in, the rest of it is entirely out of my control. There's nothing I can do there. That is going into the back of the net, whether I like it or not. And Adebayo is going again here. Ball through, can't find him. Dominic Brown's trying his hardest to win it back. It looks like we're going to have a repeat of the Carlisle game. Go 1-0 down. Equalise. Go 2-1 down. Lose the game. I'm trying not to rage too much at the game, because that just doesn't make for entertaining viewing for you guys if it's just me complaining non-stop. I'm sure you guys understand where I'm coming from, so we'll just leave it at that. Adebayo through the legs of the defender. Waters, at 8 minutes to go. Here come Northampton again. Adams, tackled by Delev, but illegally so. Delev's going off now, and Reggie Lamb's coming on in his place. Oh, I was so positive after the first game. So positive. Flicked on, straight at Mitov. Bowl it out quickly. Come on, counter-attack. Let's go. Amici brings that down. Adebayo is there, and Goya's gone. And Goya's gone! Please, Julian. Please. 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 No. It'll be Aisha. Oh! I've had the chance to equalise. I've had the chance. I will not get a better one. I tried to put that in the corner and he's kicked it straight at the keeper. We don't have the quality needed right now. Waters, with 0 stamina left, is racing away from everybody. Good block. Away, please. No, why is that pass so bad? Not that we've got time to get rid of it anyway. Oh, why is that pass so bad? I might have had time for a counter-attack. This is painful. It's going to be 4 points from 2 games again for us. Oh. Even if I had scored with Ngoy, I'd still have lost the game. Northampton, this is a carbon copy of the last game yesterday. The second goal and losing 3-1. I want to cry. Oh, at least you guys are getting an accurate representation of what it's like to be a Cambridge United fan. Because this is what it's like to be a Cambridge United fan. They battered me. Northampton deserved the win. 4 points from 4 games. If we averaged that for the full season, 46 points would probably be enough to keep us up, but it's nowhere near enough to keep us in contention for the playoffs. We're just dropping further and further away. The team doesn't have enough quality. I shall try and do something in January, but it might be improving for next year. This page says thank you for listening. You're welcome. Keep playing well, please. Greg Taylor's suspension is over, so he's back in for the next game. And we shall head into January. And hopefully the Reggie Lamb deal will get confirmed as we get there. We are level on points with Plymouth above us and Bury below us. And we end the day in 22nd. McKeck sold. A loan offer for Conceição, which I should be rejecting, obviously. He's going to be involved still in my first team picture. Monthly squad report, scouting report for all of the youth squad. Oh, he's got the pace though, hasn't he? If we can train him technically, no. With that potential window having dropped dramatically, I am going to release Hugh Bell. Even with training, he's just not going to grow enough to make it worthwhile. Dominic Evans looks like he could be decent if he keeps growing. I haven't got him in a training regime actually. And speaking of training, I can take the one that had Hugh Bell in it out of my rotation. A loan offer for Hughes, I think that said. Take Regens 3 off the thing then. Oh. I was hoping after that first game we'd turn the corner. Knowles was the loan offer for. I was hoping we turned the corner. Unfortunately, it was just more of the same. We are not going to be getting promotion this season. It's not happening, lads. I'm sorry. But can we end the season strong, continue to get growth from the players and improve for next year? I think for now, it's all about improving for next season, isn't it? We have some money to spend, but I mean, 300k, that's not going to get me a player worthwhile, isn't it? We're going to look at pre-contracts, I think. We're going to have to look at pre-contracts, maybe loans, but I think more so pre-contracts. Maybe with the Reggie Lamb money added to that, we can find someone that's cheap to buy, but I don't think we're going to. What is Andy Dallas valued at? If I can sell Andy Dallas, then we could have some money to buy someone decent. Maybe Jack Rolls. Although, with the emergence of Dominic Brown, I said I'd wanted to bring Jack back, and I'll try and bring Jack back. Reggie Lamb, hopefully on the way out. Still no offers for Bennett or Warman, but if we can get something for Andy Dallas, who's grown again to 63 rated, even though he's terrible, he's still growing. Burton, why are you? Oh, because we sold McKeck. Carruthers back on the bench then. Man, I was so hopeful after that first game. We played so well. More of the same, unfortunately. 28 points. We are 14 points off the playoffs. Although we have a game in hand on Port Vale. I can't bring it within me to give up hope on the playoffs. I know that we're not going to play any better between now and the end of the season. But I can't give up hope I just can't give up hope. I want to believe. I want to believe. Let me know in the comments section what you think I should do in this January transfer window. Let me know in the comment section which way you voted as well. Or tweet me which way you voted. And go and vote on those kits. I'll see you tomorrow.